Hello and welcome to another Motion Industries how-to video. My name is Tom Clark, I'm your host, and on today's how-to we're talking about the Speedi Sleeve. And if you want to know what it is and how it can help you, let's bring in our special guest from SKF, Mark Caveney. Mark, welcome back, man.
Hey Tom, good to see you.
It's good to have you here. Okay, this looks kind of cool, but I don't know exactly what a Speedi Sleeve is.
Well Tom, a Speedi Sleeve is an ultra-thin wear-resistant sleeve. If a shaft surface is worn, a seal will no longer be able to fulfill its function, which is to retain lubricant and exclude contaminants. This could result in costly repairs and unplanned machine downtime.
I hate that. Two things customers don't want to hear about is unplanned downtime. So how do we help it, Mark?
You're exactly right, Tom. The Speedi Sleeve is a cost-effective alternative to replacing, resizing, or undergoing the dreaded task of metallizing a worn shaft for all common inch and metric shafts from 1/2 of an inch up to 8 inches. Because the Speedi Sleeve does not add any additional bulk to the existing shaft, there is no need to change the existing seal size.
So you can use the same seal in the application?
It's the same seal size. You still want to put on a new seal, but by using an SKF Speedi Sleeve, you've cut down the machining downtime, thus saving costly lost production and having the benefit of not having to wait for a special seal replacement. The customer can simply get one from their inventory, or if they don't have one, get one from their local Motion Industries branch.
Those Motion Industry guys, they have got like everything.
Everything
you know what I mean?
indeed.
I know. All right, I want to find out more about the Speedi Sleeve, and Mark's going to show us today how to successfully install a Speedi Sleeve on a worn shaft. But before we do any of that, we have to be safe. Make sure you wear the proper PPE. Make sure you wear the proper PPE as well for whatever the job calls for. All right, Mark, it's all up to you, buddy.
All right. Although installation is simple, it should be done carefully to achieve the best results.
Okay.
As the thin walled sleeve has an interference fit, any disturbance on the shaft surface may create a similar pattern on the sleeve surface and cause the seal to leak.
Okay, we don't want that, so make sure that you have a nice clean surface when you're starting installation.
Exactly, Tom. The shaft surface should be cleared of any burrs or rough spots and filed down prior to the installation.
You know, Mark, I know with bearings there's all sorts of great mounting tools like the induction heater that we saw before used to prep the bearing. Now, what about the Speedi Sleeve? Are we going to heat this before installation as well?
Tom, I'm glad that you mentioned that. The Speedi Sleeve should never be heated prior to installation. Using heat will cause the sleeve to expand, and when it cools, it could warp the sleeve.
Okay, we don't want that. So how do we get started? What do we do first?
Yeah, Tom, so what you're going to want to do is you want to measure the shaft in 3 positions.
Okay.
Take the average reading and make sure that the shaft is within the recommended size range, which can be found on the Speedi Sleeve box. This will ensure that there is sufficient press fit built into the sleeve to prevent it from sliding or spinning without using any adhesive.
So we want to do that because the sleeve needs to be placed over the worn area. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Not just bottomed or left flush with the end of the shaft. If the flange should be removed after installation, cut it from the outside diameter into the radius in one location, making sure not to slit past the tear groove. The flange end of the sleeve goes on the shaft first.
Okay.
And then we're simply going to place the installation tool over the sleeve.
Okay, now where did you get that right there? How do I get one of those cool tools?
It's a great question, Tom. This installation tool comes with each new Speedi Sleeve. So now we're just going to gently tap the center of the installation tool until the sleeve covers the worn shaft surface.
Just tap it in.
Tap, tap, tap.
Tap it in. All right, go ahead. Okay, now that looked like it went in pretty easily right there.
The Speedi Sleeve should always be installed so that the outside edge of the sleeve is seated on the full shaft diameter. It must not rest in or outside the chamber area, since the sharp edges will likely cut the sealing lip during seal installation. If the flange was cut for removal, simply use a pair of long nose pliers like those, grab